Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. This one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GeForce GTX 1650 4GB GDDR5 in GTA, the Definitive Edition. We're gonna play the 3 games today, San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3 Remastered. And as usual, we're running the latest Nvidia drivers 497.29 at the time of recording this video. This one is the Gigabyte Mini ITX OC model of the card, and you can check out all of its specs right here. As I told you, it's the GDDR5 model. Over on the left, you can see the Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigabytes of RAM that we're pairing with this GPU. Of course, if you want to get the same FPS, you don't really need these beefy specs, but I'm just using them to not bottleneck the GTX 1650. And something like an i5 10400F or maybe even the 9400F should get the most out of this GPU and get the same FPS as in this video. So let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, let's go over the settings first. We're playing at the 1080p resolution and with the medium settings here. I think these are very adequate for a GTX 1650. I just made a couple of changes here. These two options are super intensive, so I set them to low, and that's it. These are the settings that we're going to be playing with today. And as you can see, it gets pretty decent FPS. When I started the game, you know, in the first mission, it was actually dropping into the 60s, by the way, so that's why I chose medium settings over high settings, because on high settings it dropped into the 50s. So now you know, medium settings I really think are the best settings for a GTX 1650. So as you can see, we're getting very good FPS around the city here. The game isn't stuttering as much as it did previously, so they fixed something sort of, but the frame time graph is still a little bit all over the place. As you can see, there are a few spikes. Now that I'm talking of it, nothing happens in the frame time graph. It's actually super smooth. Why, game? Come on. There we go. Little spike there. Anyways, we should definitely play around with the tank and stuff. Hello, cops. How is it going? Why are you coming after me? This is my tank. You have no business taking it off my hands, buddy. Okay, there we go. So explosions. Also, whenever I shot the cannon of the tank previously, there was a little bit of a stutter there in the frame time graph, and that's still the case. As you can see, if I start doing that very often, there is a little spike there, but it's more pronounced whenever you are below 60 frames per second. So this is actually pretty damn good. Now, it does drop still with explosions and stuff into the 50s, and 1% lows are now in the 40s. But it's not really a big deal. I think the game is completely playable like this. It looks pretty good as well, for what it is, to be honest. It definitely retains the original look, which they said was what they went for, but I don't know, maybe they were just lazy. Yeah, it really looks like it because the game's not really well optimized whatsoever. These guys are just chilling there. Oh man, the NPCs are also a little bit weird. I mean, they only added a few shaders and a few new textures and stuff. But anyways, even under the worst case scenarios, it is a pretty decent experience. And also, if you're running a laptop, it should get similar FPS to these, to be honest. If you have like an Intel CPU or a recent Ryzen CPU. If you have the Ryzen 5 3550H or Ryzen 7 3750H, those are a bit too weak and they will definitely bottleneck a GTX 1650 mobile in this game. So keep that in mind. But yeah, most laptop CPUs should get 60 to 70 frames per second here easily, I believe. So yeah, that's been it for GTA San Andreas. Actually, I want to go over here because grass is super intensive usually. Yeah, it's dropping there, as you can see, 50s in grassy areas. Interesting. Even on medium settings, you can't get 60 plus FPS all of the time. But again, this is totally playable, and I could definitely have fun like this, guys. 40s now. What the hell? It's because of the grass, guys. I told you, grass is super intensive. All right. There we go. That's been it for GTA San Andreas. Alright, GTA Vice City, the Definitive Edition. We're playing at the 1080p resolution, and this time around, I think I will go for the low settings because, weirdly, low settings seem to be medium settings. Like, everything is kind of set to what I'd call medium, right? Like, this is so weird. What happened? Did the game just crash on me? What? Oh, come on, Rockstar. So we're gonna play at low settings, as I told you, but I am gonna lower these to low still, because they are super intensive, and yeah, let's go. All right, so 100 frames per second, you still get those reflections in the car and everything, you know, the lighting still looks pretty damn good, even at the low settings. Oh my god, this game stutters more than GTA San Andreas, that's for sure. Also, all of these three games run pretty much the same, but as Vice City has a little bit more grass in the map, you know, basically everywhere there's like a palm tree or a little bit of grass and bushes and stuff like that, it ends up being a little bit more intensive than San Andreas. Also, the fire hydrants are super intensive when you break them. There it is. I want to see minimum FPS right now. Oh, this is not bad, actually. It's pretty damn decent. Okay. Also, these settings look pretty much the same as what we tested in San Andreas, right? Like, it's pretty similar. I'm gonna try to make this jump, guys. I'm not gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh, come on. Oh! Oh, that was so close. Okay. Alright, insane stunt bonus. $29. And that's all we have in the bank right now, as you can see. Alright, inside of these bushes, by the way, things tend to drop a little bit. Yep, 70s once again, same as the fire hydrant thingies. But hey, it's not too bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, come on. Okay, just want to have a tank. Alright, good stuff. Now, let's see some explosions. There we go. Every time you shoot, there's a stutter. Same as San Andreas, because it's basically the same engine. Everything is the same, actually. And yeah, explosions at the distance aren't really that intensive. Explosions up close are more intensive. But it's not really dropping as much as it did in San Andreas. Maybe it's because... oh, maybe. It's definitely because we are running different settings here. Yeah, not bad, you know. You can actually have a 60 plus FPS experience in these games. Absolutely. Why are you putting that down? I have a tank, dudes. Please. Actually, this tank seems to have wheels. That's interesting. Maybe they're onto something. Anyways, this is it for Far Cry. Far Cry? What? What? This is it for GTA Vice City. Why did I say Far Cry? I'm so stupid. It runs pretty well at low settings, which I believe, in my opinion, are medium settings. Let's try it out on high, actually, just for a little bit. Set these to low again. Also, it applies everything. You don't need to restart the game. Yeah, on high settings, it's pretty much the same thing as I saw in GTA San Andreas. It drops into the 50s. Most of the time it's in the 50s to 60 FPS range, and then you start shooting things and everything goes to crap into the 30s. Yeah, not too bad though. It doesn't drop from 30, so you could play like this, I think. It's playable, but I'd much rather have the medium settings experience. I think that's adequate for these games, you know. So in GTA 3, I think I'll just set it to medium. Also, again, GTA San Andreas would run absolutely the same as this, like 2 to 3 FPS variation there. And here we are, 1080p medium settings once again. Let's go ahead and disable these, or actually set them to low. Let's do this. This guy. Diablos. I remember that face so well from my childhood. I was scared. Alright, anyways, stutters are there. As you can see, we can see more fire hydrants in this game, actually. And those are really the most intensive things that you can do in GTA 3 for some reason, or the Definitive Edition. At least with lower-end cards, this is super, super intensive. Yeah, it drops into the 50s. Not too bad, actually. You know, 1650 does a pretty decent job at handling some water effects. I remember seeing it with the GT710, and that was completely awful. Once again, 40s. Pretty much the same as we saw in San Andreas in that grassy area, actually. So, yeah, that's what you can expect in pretty much all of the games. Around 60 to 70 frames per second with a few drops into the 40s in grassy areas. Oh god, I'm gonna lose this. Okay, you know what? Might as well die with him because The car is broken. Also 69 FPS on average. Well, that's been it. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative to you. Boy, I'm so sorry, police car. They don't go after you for crashing like that. You know, that's weird, actually. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if it was informative to you. And I'll be back very soon with another one. As always, love you all. Bye-bye. You flipped your wheels and mission failed, of course. The guy just walks.